My name is Bill Keller. I'm the president of Stanion Wholesale Electric Company, headquartered here in Pratt, Kansas. Our company started in 1961, actually in June of 1961, so we have been taking the opportunity in June of 2021 to celebrate our 60th anniversary. Anniversary celebrations give you an opportunity to think a lot about your past and what has made you successful and what you've learned and what you hope to carry into the future. So I want to talk a little bit about the past of our company and how that's brought us to where we are today. Our company was started by the parents of my wife, Judd and Bobby Stanion, in 1961. Neither one of them were natives of Pratt, Kansas. Judd was born in Boston and grew up in New York, and Bobby actually came from the wholesale electrical industry and her family in Joplin, Missouri. So they ended up being in Pratt, Kansas when Judd Stanion worked for a company that's actually a competitor of ours prior to 1961, and then they came back to Pratt in 1961 when they bought a small electrical supply company owned by Charlie Grassman. Charlie tended to sell to everybody, and Judd turned it into a wholesale supply place, which is what he had learned from working with some competitors of ours. So the company started in very small, just about less than a block from where we're sitting right now in 1961, and has grown to a company now with 17 locations in Kansas. So looking back on that history, you wonder what's made the company successful. The wholesale distribution industry is different from the retail industry in some ways. There's similarities, but one of the biggest differences between wholesale and retail is wholesalers do a limited amount of business with the number of customers they have. They do a lot of business, but with a limited number of customers. And the wholesale industry is really more service demanding even than the retail business. Because wholesalers deal with a limited number of customers, they're much more dependent on repeat business from their customers, and so they have to do a great job of providing the extra services that customers require. And our customers are professionals who use the products, and so they have very specific needs as to what they want from products and from services both. And if you don't do that, you're not going to be successful. We talk a lot in our company about what do we do to justify our existence. Our company exists because we meet a need. If we did not meet a need, we would not exist. If manufacturers could go directly to customers, to our customers, rather than through us, they would, and we would not even exist. But we fill a need that's very specific, it's very important, and the wholesale distribution industry is not just in electrical, it's in most products across the country, but most people don't really understand how large the wholesale distribution industry is as far as being a part of the economy. So our company started in Pratt, Kansas. Judd and Bobby Stanion, even though they didn't come from Pratt, they became solid citizens in this community, and one of the things they liked about what they were doing in their company is they tended to have branches, at least originally, in smaller communities. Everybody can have a store in the big city, but not everybody puts a wholesale location in a small community. And so we located in places like Pratt and Garden City and Great Bend and Hayes, and we're doing that when not many other people were paying attention to communities like that. The company was founded on the idea of being located where the customers needed us, and that's what's helped make the company very successful. Through the years, there's been a lot of changes in what our customers expect and what we're expected to deliver. I've been with the company long enough to have worked a fair amount of time before there was any use of computers, and now anybody starting in any type of business would just be horrified to think that somebody could actually try to conduct business without using a computer. Our customers have increasing needs. They have higher expectations than they did in the past, and so we try to do a really good job of meeting those requirements. I think what has made us successful in the 60 years we've been in business is a recognition that Our customers have needs that we have to do a good job of taking care of them. We have to understand what those needs are, so we get to know our customers on a personal basis. One of the things that we talk about a lot in our company is that business is a relationship. It's not just a transaction. We feel that way about our relationship with our manufacturers, and we feel that way about our relationship with our customers. We talk about business as a relationship and the fact that it's a win-win relationship. And what we mean by that is that both sides win, not just in any transaction, but in the overall relationship. We want to do business with manufacturers that are going to be successful, that are going to continue to be successful in the industry. So we want what they do with us to be a win for them, but we also want them to want doing business with us to be a win for us. We want them to want to deal with distributors who are going to be successful, are going to continue. And we're the same way with our customers. We want to deal with customers who want our company to win. They want us to be successful. They want us to continue in existence. We want them to win. We want them to consider the business transactions they conduct with us to be a win for them. And if it's not a win, then we should not have the relationship at all, or we should change it. And that's what we talk about a lot in our company. I think what has made our company so successful for the many years we've been in existence is the quality of people that we've had. Everybody says that. It's true. The most important asset in your business is people. But some companies have it better than others, and obviously I'm prejudiced, but I believe that we've had better people consistently through the years in our company. And part of the reason I say that is we have so many people who stay with us for so many years. They start a career with Stanion and they stay with it because they like being in this industry and they like working within our company. We talk about that a lot. We think it's important. We think our customers recognize that as being important. We started a program internally in our company that I think will make us even better in what we do. Every company has a culture just like every individual has a personality. So Stanion Wholesale has had a culture since the company started. It's reflected and influenced by the people that work in the company. But what we are doing now is we have a program we call the Stanion Mo, where we have identified 29 fundamentals that really define what our culture is in our company. And we've put them down on paper. We've talked about them. We've introduced the program on a personal level with each one of our employees. Everybody that comes into the company new learns about it. And every week we have a fundamental of the week where we talk about one of the fundamentals of the 29 and why it's important and what it means to our people and what it means to our manufacturers and what it means to our customers. We're in the process right now of going through the first 29, and when we get to the end of the 29, we'll start over and go back to number 1 and do the fundamental of the week for number 1. It helps our people understand why the company exists, why we do the things we do, why it's important to consider working for our company as a career, not just as a job, why our customers depend on us, why our manufacturers depend on us. It helps really define who we are. One of the most important things you'll see in our company, if you get to know our people or see what we do in the community, is how we feel about community involvement and charitable work. The reputation that we have and the practices that we have with respect to charitable work and community work, again, go back to the very founding of the company with Bobby and Judd Stanion. They were not natives of Pratt, Kansas, but during the time that they lived here, they were very involved in the community and very charitable toward the community. We do lots of community work and lots of charitable giving and lots of charitable work in all the communities in which we are present. We encourage our employees to do the same thing. We give them an opportunity to contribute time to charitable and community causes on work time at Stanion Wholesale. One of the things that I have said numerous times, and I will continue to say, is that one of the best reasons to have a profitable company is to be able to do community work and charitable work. Having a profitable business gives you a vehicle through which you can do lots of things in the community. So we stress that to our people. We want our people to understand what's important about being in our company, what's important about it, the industry that we're in, and how they can be a big part of it. They have a real opportunity to have a career in an important industry. They have an opportunity to make a difference if they'll take it seriously and work at it. It's a great career. When I think back over the 60 years that we've been in existence, and I've been with the company since 1978, so I've got a few years in the industry. I think there are a lot of things about which we can be very proud in our company. We've been able to keep up with the technology demands that are so important in our industry. We're doing a lot of the things that are expected in this new technology world that our customers are really demanding. One of the nice things about having a family-owned small independent business is that you can be very, very flexible. In our industry, the independent distributors tend to have a reputation as being more flexible than the national chains. We think that many of the national chains would not want to have locations in places like Pratt, Kansas, and Great Bend, Kansas, and Hayes, Kansas. They would focus more on the big cities. And I think our customers appreciate that because they know that we are in that community. Our people grew up in those communities. Our people live there. They know how important it is to support small communities. And when I talk about the charitable work that we do in our company and the community work that we do in our company, I think it's particularly important to realize how much of a factor that is in smaller communities. All communities need people that support community causes and charitable causes, but it's more important in small communities than it is in the big cities. Small communities are more dependent on businesses that will step up and help support with time and with treasure the causes that make the community go. And we've always understood that. We think it's a important thing to happen into our communities. It makes the whole community better, and it's one of the reasons that we think it's important for the company to thrive and to be a part of the community. We have done lots of things for the many community colleges that are in the communities in which we exist. We've had a partnership with Special Olympics for a number of years now where we do a special fundraising golf tournament. It gives us an opportunity to bring in some of our vendors these are large manufacturers, and they're coming into the state of Kansas and specifically doing something to support Special Olympics of Kansas. And just a few years ago, we went over the cumulative total of $1 million that we had raised for Special Olympics, and that's something we felt very good about. And that's just one example of the kinds of things that we think are important. So business is business. You have to be in business to be successful. You have to have a profitable business that will survive. But there are so many things that you can do that go beyond business that contribute to the welfare of the community that you're in, contribute to the welfare of your employees, that are good for your manufacturers, if you operate with the attitude of a win-win relationship in what you do. If you understand that and you make that a practice in how you treat the people that you deal with in your personal life, you treat you people that way that you deal with in a business life. We talk about it internally with our employees. The employment relationship should be a win-win relationship. We want the people who work for us to consider it a win to work for us, and we want it to be a win for the company. And if it's not, then we need to change it so that it is, and we talk about that a lot. So the reason that it's important for Stanion Wholesale to be successful, it's not just so we can continue to do business. It has an impact on the lives of the people that work for us. It has an impact on the customers that depend on what we do. There are some places where we're doing things for customers that nobody else does. But it really has a very important impact on every community in which we have a location, and really every community in which we do business. We think we have an opportunity to make a difference in whether or not a community is successful or not.